Before going abroad, it's extremely important to be aware about the cultural differences. Usually, after moving on, unwritten rules of behavior tend to make you feel uncomfortable and a little bit confused. Being aware about the culture you live in can put you in difficult situations which can make you feel ashamed. Before moving abroad, one needs to be well informed about the cultural peculiarities, but still it's not enough because only living in one culture you can fully understand what is the real way of living and the attitude the host country can have. Obviously, in the beginning, it will be a little bit hard to deal with all the cultural differences because everyone needs time to adapt the situation. Passing time, you'll be able to understand that everything has an explanation and it makes sense.
Moving abroad can bring you obstacles on different spheres and in different ways. You can feel that you are not an equal member of the community you live and work in. Very often you can feel yourself discriminated because of belonging to another culture, to another country. Especially when your country is way too different from the one you are working in, you may feel yourself an absolute stranger. Usually the most vivid part is the appearance, which shows that you are a foreigner. Starting to feel yourself a minority makes you feel inferior and can demotivate you. One of the worst parts is that you realize that others doing the same job as you do are more privileged. The opportunities for you can be less as being a foreigner and hard to deal with. People usually move to work in another country for getting more benefits, in one word, for having a better life. But the truth is that you should calculate and take into consideration most of the details. You may live in a quite poor country and a bigger salary abroad can give you the vision of having a much higher salary a month than you could actually earn in 6 months working in your own country. But the reality, unfortunately, can be more severe because the big amount of money you will get is far not big for the country you will work and live in. So instead of a paradise, you can have a life full of hard work and lots of obstacles.
Not knowing the rules or the laws of a country that you're going to live in may make numerous difficulties. Each country has some laws that either don't exist in other countries or are different. The difference becomes even more vivid when you compare the laws of European countries with those used in non-European countries. Not only laws, but also the so-called socially accepted rules are important for a foreigner who is going to work in that country. Not knowing those rules may cause so many inconveniences, which in its turn reminds the person one more time that he is a foreigner in that country. Language barrier may become a huge problem for someone who is working in another country for communication. If the person doesn't know the language, then it will be really hard to make friends and communicate with the natives. Of course, in most cases, if a person moves to another country for working there, then probably he knows the language. But in such cases, the accent is a problem because it may sound funny for the native speakers. In the result, the person is ashamed of speaking openly and willy-nilly he avoids meeting or taking part into activities where he will need to communicate with the others.